So here's some cost. Again, this is flipping 101, meaning this might not be pertinent to you today, but you may want to flip a property. I've already had a handful of you say, hey, I would love to flip a property. Me and my husband have talked about this. Me and my buddy have talked about this. So these are things just to know, again, to deepen your education to become a real estate professional rather than a real estate salesperson. So hard money lenders, non-conventional financing, it happens to cost a pretty penny. They're not exactly your cousin Vinny, loan shark, that will break your legs if you don't pay him back, but they're pretty close. Okay, these lenders, they're going to charge you 1 to 3 points. Okay, so they're going to charge you 1 to 3% of the amount of money they're going to give you. That's what, so you hear points, that's what that means. 1 to 3 points. And then they're going to typically lend you 5. You didn't tell me I had a time limit.
5 minutes left.
Oh, thanks. Okay, they're going to give you 60 to 85% LTV. So if I bring a property that's $1 million, they might give me 600,000, depending on. And so all of this is going to depend on your experience. We're coming in with high experience, but they're going to ask you, hey, what's your experience in flipping? If you go do your first flip, you're going to have more risk, so you're going to get charged more money, and you're not going to get as much money lent to you as well. So again, these are just things to consider when you finding your first flips. Or what never calculates when agents bring me property is, hey, Kelly, found this property, $700,000 is going to get you it, $120,000 in rehab. It's going to sell for $950. Man, this is a good one. Well, there's a lot of other fees that go into it. Okay. Current interest rates right now are between 8.75 and 11%. And that's interest only on an annual basis. And I'm going to show you how that works if they don't kick me off stage. And then again, typically they'll charge you another $1,000 to $3,000 for an appraisal, even though they say, hey, we don't charge for appraisals, it's a BPO, and then doc fees. So just know that there's some other junk fees. And again, I have to calculate and I have my spreadsheets but you can do this pretty quickly manually, but I have to calculate those into my holding cost so I can calculate those into my profits, which you need to do too. You also need to say, hey, what fees then are going to be associated? Is there a relist fee? And then also remember, if you're flipping a property, even though you're licensed, you're going to pay another agent to bring in a buyer 99% of the time. So, and then what's your days on market? So that's the other thing that you're going to calculate is days on market. So that goes into your holding costs. Because if you're holding a property at 10% annually a year based on a $500,000 loan, you take that 500,000 times 10%. And then divide that by 12. And let's say it takes 8 months to rehab the property, put it on the market, and then get to closing. Could take up to 8 months. So then you're calculating that amount of interest. Again, going pretty quickly here. And then so what I'm looking for, so you know, is I look to try to make usually between 8 and 12%. 8 to 12% of the sales price of our ARV. Okay, so if I'm looking to resell a property at $1 million, I'm typically looking to try to net $80,000. So even though we're buying that property at $650,000 or $700,000, and it's only $100,000 in rehab, all these costs end up adding up. I'm looking, if I can walk away, that it looks like I'm going to walk away with $80,000 there, that's typically a yes for me.